Hello, targeted Patton. How are you this evening?
Let me slip into something sexier.
I like the mustache you got going on in that one. I like the mustache.
Stop.
The mustache.
A new technology called two-photon calcium imaging. That literally
Two-photon calcium imaging. Okay.
means that these mice are genetically engineered, that every time the neuron fires or transmits information, they glow green, so we can truly just record them from the outside with a camera.
These are genetically engineered mice that glow.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, your check is I'm chest, what's happening next? He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just hold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take a redemption, just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon, 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
Alright, what's up YouTube? So, haven't been making too many videos lately, but when you come across another one of these videos, I can't help but stop what I'm doing and just touch on this and share this, because a lot of people don't even realize this is this is going on. I mean, whenever targeted individuals talk about synthetic telepathy, right, or reading your thoughts, or being able to see through your eyes, you know what I mean? That's crazy technology, right? That sounds crazy to most people. That sounds absolutely crazy, absolutely insane. But they're just missing the information. That's all. They're just missing some information. Given this information, it turns this crazy idea into wow, reality. So check this out.
So our new work is describing a new machine learning algorithm called CEBRA. And what CEBRA is very good at is being able to uncover sort of the hidden structure in your data. I, as a neuroscientist, am really interested in understanding these complex structures like the brain. It's one of the most complex structures we have in the world. And so for that, we want to disentangle and understand what is actually giving rise to behavior. So that's what our algorithm does.
This might floor some people who are non-believers in what a lot of things that targeted individuals talk about. It's going on right now. I get it. It's hard to believe, but check this out.
So what you're seeing here is a mouse watching a movie, and what we want to be able to do is to reconstruct what that animal is seeing, and that's exactly what we could do with our new deep learning algorithm called CEBRA. CEBRA allows us to take neural data from the brain, the visual cortex of these mice, and train a deep learning model that allows us to then decode what the animal is actually watching.
So let me just kind of break that down. What they're doing is they're taking the brain data from the visual cortex, so directly from the data that comes from the mouse's eyes, right? So from the mouse's eyes, they're taking that data and they're punching it in, and they're using AI, okay, to basically predict, and based off this old movie.
We took data that was recorded from the brains of mice. It was recorded at the Allen Institute in Seattle, Washington. And what they had done, the experimentalists, is show mice a very classic film. And in this film, you can see a person sort of running down a hallway, getting to a car, and the mouse is just passively watching this, much like you or I might be in a movie theater. And then what we wanted to do is at the same time, they're recording from this mouse's brain. And so we asked the question, could we actually reconstruct what the animal was watching just purely from the neural data? So we used our new algorithm, CEBRA, to build this latent representation of the embedding space. And then you can take this embedding space and essentially use that as the basis for a neural decoding algorithm, much like you do in brain-machine interfaces, and then predict exactly the sequence of frames the mouse was watching, even though we didn't know. The algorithm didn't know, of course, what the mouse was watching in that particular moment.
They play this old movie for the mice, right? And based off this old movie, they're trying to train the algorithm, train the AI, a large language model or whatever, to be able to tell them, just based off the brain data, what part of that movie is that mouse watching, just based off of looking at the data, and that's it. And they've been able to do this up to over 95% accuracy.
So this is the first, as far as I know, with this level of accuracy, certainly. So there's been attempts, and very good attempts, at being able to reconstruct what a human or an animal has seen. But with this algorithm, we could do this with over 95% accuracy on these held-out movies. So we think this is sort of a first demonstration that it's actually possible to do this brain-machine interface style decoding. It doesn't mean we can read, of course, the mice's mind or human minds, but it definitely means that the representation space is rich enough to understand even this level of resolution, which is quite exciting.
Okay, that's with preliminary results. That's the preliminary results, like the first try. You know what I mean? They got like 95% accuracy, where this algorithm can play the movie based off of the data it's getting from the mouse's eyes, and it is almost exactly as the movie's playing. It's almost exactly what's playing on the movie. So if they already have your environment virtually mapped out, right, then all they need is the data from your visual cortex, and they can see where you're going, they can see what you're looking at, they can see everything in your environment. If it's the same as their virtual environment, there's no difference, right? There's so many different things that they could different use cases or different applications for this type of technology. It's basically, it's taking the fucking data from your eyes, and that easy, just that easy, they're turning it into an image. Now they have to be able to have already pre-programmed. They have to have what you're looking at. If there's something that has never been seen before, obviously they're not going to be able to reproduce something that's never been seen before. It's going to be like an anomaly in the data. But everything, there's cameras everywhere. Everything is already mapped out. That's already a done deal. So all they have to do is have a starting point. If they got the data from your visual cortex, they can see where you're going. They can see when you turn your head to the left and right. They can see. So what do you think the Gangstalking is all about? A lot of people say, oh, it's not just to harass the target. They're guinea pigs. It's part of a human experimentation. Well, this is what I've said this. I said this years ago, like 2 years ago. I said this was my theory, that they're taking the data from our biometric data. They are taking the biometric data from our cell phones in real time, and they're also mapping out what we're seeing so that they can map out our biometric signature based off of what we're looking at. And they put stuff in front of us, right? Very specific things, like somebody in a red shirt or somebody because those are easily identifiable, or they can easily differentiate between the color red from other colors. That's already proven, It's not like they mix up red and blue, you know what I mean? Red is something that's very distinctive. It gives a distinctive signature in the brain. They've proven that. So it's funny that they put a bunch of red shit in front of you, So you got this guy here in a red shirt, What's up? How's it going? It's going. How you doing? This is not bad. As he walks over, he walks over and walks right in front of the car, red shirt and all. And then he ducked out behind the library there to the left. And they're doing all these things. They're putting all these very specific things in front of you. That one right there. See that? That red Impala right there. See? So, again. And then I look in my rearview mirror, and here's a fire truck with its emergency lights behind me, in front of me and behind me. I'm telling you, they make sure you can't miss it, right? And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say all this traffic that you're seeing right in front of me, right? Like, come on, they were just behind me. They pulled out from behind me in a red car, right? They pulled out behind me just to pull back in front of me. That red car was just behind me. They pull right up there in front of me and park in a red car. Come on, dude. And I'm claiming that they're, at the same time, if you're a targeted individual, they're basically stealing your data. You know what I mean? You're a guinea pig, and they're stealing your brain data. Colorado has already passed legislation, or they put it on the table, legislation, they might have passed it already, legislation that protects a person from intellectual property theft from their brain data. So there's people in the know that see this coming. They're trying to get ahead of the ball game. And if you think this is crazy, or you think that, they can't see through your eyes, they're not, they can't read your thoughts, blah, 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 you better catch up. You better do a little bit of research. It's not as simple as black and white and, they can just read your thoughts. It's not like that. But they can get all of these little data points from all of these biometric sensors in your phone. That's a data set, right? And if they have the given already, they already know what you're looking at, so they can say, okay, well, this set of data coming from these biometric signatures, we can see a distinct pattern here. We can recognize a distinct pattern in the data whenever we put a red car in front of him, or whenever we drive by him with sirens on. Make a video here. I don't like going live. Plus, I don't have service on my phone, so I'm just going to do a video. But of course, as soon as I pull my phone out and hit record, the sirens start in the background. Like I said, come on. That thing does not need to blast its fucking sirens. There's no, you know what I mean? These things could be easily identifiable key, points that they can say, okay, we know what this is, and that's all they need to get started. Once they have that, then they can decode your whole all of the data. They can figure out everything else in between. It's just like decoding an unknown language, an ancient language. They just need a starting place, right? It's an ambulance. What do you know? With red and blue lights, flashing lights, or, blow the fire whistle, or, ambulance siren. And once they train the AI, it's not like anybody ever has to really look at this crap again. It's already done. They already have it trained, It's not like it's that sophisticated. It's not that complicated. It's just, this is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Insane in the membrane. So if you really think that this is that far-fetched and that's not exactly what they're doing, maybe you need to take another look at it. I've been saying this for a couple years. I believe it's obvious to me that that's what they're doing. It's really obvious to me, because a targeting program, a slow kill targeting program, you know what I mean? It just doesn't check all the boxes. That they're gonna, spend a bunch of money and a bunch of different companies, private organizations, whoever is gonna spend this kind of time and effort following people around just to try to drive them to suicide. Now, I understand that it is a thing, Gangstalking is a thing, and the community harassment is a thing. These are all things. I think what's going on though is they're taking targeted individuals and they're taking advantage of an opportunity, and they think that they're being gang stalked. They think that this is what it is. So let's just keep them down that rabbit hole. We'll keep them on that path while we continue to use them as guinea pigs.
What a dick. Maybe you should get a better fashion designer. Pick out your wardrobe. It's a very, very nice purple shirt you have there. Pansy. It's pansy purple. Pansy purple. It's purplicious, right? Pansy purple.
Because it's a race right now. All of these tech companies are racing to be the first one to come up with, to basically work out all the kinks in this technology. Whoever gets there first basically rules the world. I don't see how it could be looked at any differently. And if the people don't catch up and inform themselves, if people aren't educated to what's going on while they're doing it, corruption can rise and take over. Because if people can, basically censor this shit and make sure that people don't find out what they're doing, then they're going to use it for all these nefarious purposes, to control people, right? To control people, to influence them to buy this, to buy that, or to act this way, to vote this way, to vote that way. You see what I'm saying? People need to be educated on this and fast. They need to catch up to the truth of what is going on, the truth where they're at with technology right now. I mean, openly, right in your face. They're doing this in the open. This isn't...
There's another one, look at that. That one's a little bit behind the other one there. That's the same fucking ambulance. Okay. Fucking thing just drove around the block. Sirens blaring the entire time.
I know it's boring, but go look this stuff up, Whenever you break down and really look at what they're doing.
In 40 years of being on this planet, normal ambulances, you hear them hit their sirens when they're coming close to an intersection or they're approaching traffic to alert the traffic. Hey, get out of the way, But you don't hear them just leave their sirens on the entire time like that.
It's not boring. It's very this is some very important, state of the art shit that everybody needs to be aware of, because everybody needs to have a say in this. Because if they're doing this without your permission, they're just stealing your intellectual property without your knowledge that they're even doing it. If they know that what they're doing and they don't tell you, that's theft by deception, just so you know. I mean, according to law, by definition, that's theft by deception. If they're knowingly taking your data and you're not even aware that they're taking your thoughts and what you're doing, it's a whole nother type of data that most people don't even know exists. So there needs to be more awareness put on this. Let's watch the rest of this and check out what they're doing with these mice, though.
So roughly 10 years ago, we were at the point where we could decode very simple shapes from the brains of animals or humans. But now we're at the point where we can decode literally movie frames, which has never been done before. So when humans, or even mice, watch this movie, what is happening is that millions of neurons in their brain is firing in response to the different properties of this video, whether it's the objects, the color, the texture, or even the emotions that are invoked in you in watching and understanding this. And so what we need to be able to do is, given we can only record from a small part of the brain at any one given time, is to build this deep learning model that actually represents all of these abstract spaces, these so-called hidden latent dynamics in the brain.
You see? They get all of this data and they smash it all together, right? They build this large language model or whatever, it's with AI. They put all this data together, and then it becomes a data set, a whole big thing that they can work off of. So then all of these little tiny little latent differences in your brain, they mean something. They absolutely mean something when they put it all together. So they're doing that, and when they put it all together and use the AI, they've already trained this AI, they'll be able to just basically put an image on a screen based off of the data alone. That's it. They can take this and give a blind person their sight back. Think about that. To give a blind person the ability to see.
And if we can use these more powerful tools in the clinic, it could be used for things like visual neural prosthetics, potentially restoring vision, or doing arm movements. So those patients that are paralyzed or want to restore, or even enhancement in this way. So these are potentially the clinical applications that we think this could be used for.
I mean, it has, very good applications that it could be used for, but way, way, way more bad ones. Way, way more bad ones. I mean, it's just think of all the things that could be done with people that are unaware that it's even being done. How do you have to put in redundancies, and we have to put something in here to be able to detect against it. Like, how do I know that when somebody's taking my data, and how to prevent against that, how to detect when somebody's doing that, and how to, there has to be mechanisms in place for people to be aware, for people to be included in this shit, right? You can't just go around using people as guinea pigs. That's what they're doing. They have to come out with this now because they're getting to the point where they need to market the technology, This is like a year ago.
Data that was collected from the brains of mice using electrophysiological signals or new technology called 2-photon calcium imaging. That literally
2-photon calcium imaging. Okay.
means that these mice are genetically engineered, that every time the neuron fires or transmits information, they glow green, so we can truly just record them from the outside with a camera. So we can take these genetically engineered mice
Isn't that nice?
and record from their brain while they watch these movies.
These are genetically engineered mice that glow. Okay, I don't know how they did that, but somehow these mice, they just made it to make it easier on themselves, right? They genetically engineered them to glow whenever whenever they need to record their movements and stuff. So they just glow for them. So that's just a little bonus in here.
You can do this for mini mice and use that as training data to train the base algorithm in CEBRA. Then you can take a new mouse whose neural data we've never seen, run this through the algorithm, and it can then predict which frame the mouse is actually watching of this movie. Concretely, what we did is we modified the loss function of an algorithm called contrastive learning. And what this now allows us to do is to sample from both discrete and continuous data streams to build this representation space. CEBRA takes neural data and the behavioral data of the animal and jointly learns this representational embedding space.
So here we have an example of a rat moving up and down a linear track, and we record neural activity from hippocampus. And in this example, we shape the embedding space with the position information that we have available and find an...
See what they're saying? They shape the embedded space with the positioning data that they have available. So, like I said, they basically take a virtual environment, okay? Like if they have the inside of your house mapped out, right? And all they have to do is they see some brain data, okay, and then they wrap that virtual environment around the brain data they're getting from your visual cortex. And boom, they got you in your environment, and they can see everything you see, just like that. So, and you think they're not doing this to people already? Come on. You heard her say that about people watching this movie, or mice, then she threw that in there, you know what I mean? Yeah, I believe they were already experimenting on people. They're just not going to say it because they're doing this out in the, in society, out in public. I believe that there's a bunch of people they're doing this to that have not been told, have not been asked, they have not gotten consent or told these people what's going on, but they're using them as guinea pigs to get the data, They're using open source data from mice. Yeah, sure you are. Sure you are. What about open source data that you're stealing intellectual property off of people without their knowledge or consent? How about that? What if we looked into all this and somebody investigated it and found out that you were stealing brain data from people? What happens then? Because I would have to say they get a cut in it, right? If they're part of the algorithm that you use to create this technology, well, then they're literally should own part of the technology, the proprietary technology. If it's their data being used, if they didn't consent to it and they didn't agree to it, and it was just taken from them, I think what's right is right. So it should be able to put it into layman's terms for anybody to understand what they're saying here with this super intelligent genius level German dude's talking about.
Embedding space that is highly accurate at decoding the position of the rat.
CEBRA, of course, doesn't have to be just about decoding the brain state for movie watching, but actually can be generalized to completely other domains.
And then they're training the AI, they're training the algorithm right now to recognize, what's up, what's down, what's the different, patterns that they're getting from the brain data when the mouse is up and when the mouse is down. You understand? So you kept hearing her saying zebra. It sounded like she said zebra. It's actually CEBRA, so CEBRA. So go look it up for yourself. I'm not making this up. I'm just saying, more conversations need to be had about this. This is more important than some people even realize, and I'm curious to hear what you think about it. So please do me a favor. Like this, share this. Please subscribe if you like content like this, anything like this that I feel is important. I try to bring it to my channel for anybody. I have a wide variety of different subjects, obviously, but please just share this information and share your thoughts in the comments. I'm very curious to hear what other people have to say about this technology. And if you know more about this, please fill me in.
I've seen a fucking thing or two, and I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
I'm very eager to see what's next here and to see the ethics around this, because there needs to be ethics talks about this. There's so many things that are wrong about this that I couldn't even begin to list them all. So with that being said, be good or be good at it. Peace out.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test. Expect nothing less, your check is on chest, what's happening next? You got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just hold an obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on this evening. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race, life is a chase. I don't wanna place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on this evening. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me.
like that, bitches.
I thought I heard somebody getting ready to say something.
It's all like that, bitches. In the fucking whole motherfucking world.
Stop.
Suck these balls.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's fucking.
Fuck me in the ass. Make me harder. Make me harder. Fuck me in the ass.